A highly effective person isn't defined by their achievements alone, but by the kind of character they build quietly over time. It's about who you are when no one's watching, when the applause fades and the lights dim. It's about the principles you live by, the integrity that holds your words together, and the silent discipline that shapes your every decision. Have you ever found yourself clashing with a friend, a coworker, or even a family member? It's easy to point fingers, but the moment you stop trying to change others and start looking inward, that's the moment transformation begins. There's always something in us that can grow, improve, evolve. A highly effective person nurtures relationships, not just out of obligation, but because they understand the value of harmony. The strength of their character radiates into every connection: friends, family, neighbors, teammates. It's this quiet strength that endures, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. This is why The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People isn't just another book sitting on a shelf. It's a manual for inner transformation. Whether you're a parent learning how to truly connect with your child, or a leader trying to inspire rather than command, there's something in this for you. What makes this book different is its focus on character before charisma. Because personality might impress someone for a moment, but character earns respect forever. You see, when you're guided by genuine principles, people sense it. They gravitate toward you. Not because you're trying to win them over, but because they feel safe around someone who stands for something real. That's influence at its core: quiet, steady, and powerful. And it starts not by changing the world, but by changing yourself. So the real question is, are you willing to look inward? Are you willing to begin the shift? Habit 1 is about being proactive. It's realizing that you are not a puppet to circumstances, nor a victim of someone else's bad day. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived unthinkable horrors, once said that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies your power to choose. That's where your freedom lives. Being proactive means you don't allow other people's bitterness to infect your peace. When someone lashes out, it says more about their pain than it does about your worth. A proactive person holds on to their power. Rain might fall, traffic might crawl, setbacks might come knocking, but their internal weather stays calm. They feel hardship, but don't become bitter. They experience pain, but don't pass it forward. They choose their response. There was a story shared by Stephen Covey, the author of the book. During one of his lectures, a nurse stood up mid-talk, visibly moved. She'd been caring for a patient who constantly criticized her, never said thank you, made every day feel like a punishment, and for the longest time she felt powerless. But when she heard that no one can truly hurt you without your permission, something clicked. She realized she'd been choosing misery, but now she could choose peace. In that moment, she took her power back, and that changed everything. Then comes habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. What do you truly want out of this life? Not just the noise, not the applause or the trophies, but the things that matter when everything else is stripped away. Too often we rush through days chasing tasks, reacting to emergencies, doing everything, except the things that truly align with our purpose. Maybe you're working hard to provide for your children, but forget to show up in ways that don't involve money. Maybe you're grinding for success, but the price is time with those you love. If you value your family, your actions should echo that value every single day. Beginning with the end in mind means living intentionally. It means building your life like you would build a home, with a blueprint, with care, and with a vision of what you want it to feel like when you walk through the door. Start your days with purpose. If you value honesty, live it in small, quiet ways. If you believe in respect, carry it into every conversation. Let your values be your compass, because if you don't chart the course, someone else will. And chances are, it won't lead you where you truly want to go. Then there's habit 3. Put first things first. This isn't just about managing time. It's about mastering yourself. It's knowing what matters most and choosing it again and again, even when it's inconvenient, even when distractions whisper sweet lies in your ear. Sometimes we say we have a priority, but it's not rooted in our heart. It's just a line on a to-do list. When your priority lives in your core, When it aligns with your deepest values, you'll protect it. You'll fight for it. Putting first things first also means learning the art of saying no, with grace, but with firmness. Just like Sandra, who was asked to lead a community project even though she was already stretched thin. She wanted to help, but it wasn't the right time. Her friend Connie showed her that you can say no without guilt, because when your priorities are clear, your boundaries are too. This habit is about planting your top priorities so deep within you that distractions lose their pull. It's about living with conviction, not just good intentions. Then comes habit 4, think win-win. Life is not a battlefield where someone must lose for you to win. It's not a zero-sum game. In relationships, in business, in daily conversations, the goal is not domination, it's cooperation. When you aim for a win-win, you respect the other person enough to seek a solution that honors both of you. This builds trust, not resentment. It strengthens teams. It nurtures families. It creates environments where people don't just survive, they thrive. Even if you're in a position of power, like a manager or boss, it pays to listen, to compromise. Forcing a win might feel good in the short term, but it weakens loyalty in the long run. A win-win solution fuels motivation, creativity, and genuine commitment. When people feel valued, they give more than just their time. They give their best. A highly effective person lives by these principles, not perfectly, but intentionally. They understand that real power begins within, and every habit, every step, is a reflection of that inner foundation. It's always tempting to think that winning means someone else has to lose, that success must come at the cost of another's. But real success, the kind that creates lasting trust and strong relationships, comes when everyone wins. Think about the relationships in your life. Your partner, your children, your friends, even your coworkers or neighbors. Imagine what would change if every disagreement was approached with a win-win mindset. If every conversation was built on the idea that both people could walk away better off, not just one. What would happen to the trust between you? What would happen to the love? Now think about the last time someone came to you with a problem. Did you really listen? Not just nod along, waiting for your turn to speak, but truly listened? Most of us learn how to speak, read, and write, but no one really teaches us how to listen. Not the kind of listening where you put yourself in someone else's shoes, where you feel what they feel, see what they see, and understand without judgment. That kind of listening is rare, but it's powerful. Imagine a man walks into an optometrist's office saying he can't see clearly. The doctor, instead of examining his eyes, just hands over his own glasses and says, "These work great for me. Try them." The man puts them on, but everything looks worse. "Try harder," the doctor insists. "Think positively," he adds. But no matter how much the man tries, he still can't see. He's frustrated. The doctor's offended. After all, he was only trying to help. But here's the problem. The doctor never took the time to understand the man's eyes. He just assumed what worked for him would work for someone else. We do this all the time. We jump to fix. We offer advice before understanding. And when it doesn't work, we wonder why we're pushed away. If we really want to help, we need to understand first. Only then will our words carry meaning. Only then will people trust us enough to listen in return. And when people come together with that mindset, something extraordinary happens. Synergy. That moment when the outcome of collaboration becomes far greater than anything one person could have done alone. You see it during crises, fires, earthquakes, storms. Suddenly, people who never spoke before are pulling each other from wreckage, sharing food, offering shelter. All the barriers we build up in daily life, status, pride, opinion, melt away. Because in those moments, survival means unity. But what if we didn't wait for disaster to synergize? What if we chose to value each other's different views every day? We all see the world through different lenses, shaped by our own stories. Two people can look at the same image. One sees a young lady, the other sees an old woman. Who's right? Both. Neither. It doesn't matter. What matters is the willingness to see from another's perspective. That's the key to real collaboration. That's when ideas grow. That's when people build things that last. And none of this matters. None of the habits, none of the goals. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others if your own foundation is crumbling. You are the saw, and to keep cutting through the challenges of life, you need to be sharpened. Physically, that might mean going for a walk, stretching, moving your body. It doesn't have to be complicated, just consistent. Spiritually, it might mean quiet moments with yourself. Music, prayer, nature, something that brings you back to who you are. Mentally, never stop learning, not just for school, not for work, but for yourself. Pick up that book, learn something new. Keep the fire of curiosity alive, and emotionally feed your relationships. Give kindness, make time for people. Strengthen your support system. Picture a man in the woods sawing a tree. He's sweating, exhausted, working for hours. You suggest he take a break and sharpen his saw, but he says he's too busy cutting, so he keeps going, slower and slower, getting nowhere. That's what life looks like when you don't stop to renew. You burn out, you wear down. But when you sharpen the saw, when you invest in yourself, you come back stronger, clearer, and ready to move forward again. Every tool you need to build a powerful life is already in your hands. Your body, your spirit, your mind, your heart. But tools are only useful if they're kept sharp. And that's what these habits are about. Becoming the kind of person who chooses growth, who chooses connection, who chooses to live with intention, not once, but every single day. Because that's how change happens. One small act, repeated, one habit at a time. And as Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, it's a habit.